Yeah, man, it's needed. It's needed. I was becoming a ghost inside all day. So yeah, I was out there, man. I was out there. It was fun. I had a fun time. It was myself, Ryan, Kaz was there, hung out with Antoine Staley for a long time, Dan Leberfeld, who had some things to say about you, Jake, also, Danny over there. But
Dan Leberfeld had things to say
yeah.
about me. I like Dan Leberfeld. I've tried to get him
No,
on. He's never
no,
available.
they were good things. I'm joking. But no, no, it was fun. It was fun. It was
I
a
heard
good
you
group.
couldn't keep it in your pants though. Like there, you had to see a doctor because you saw David Bailey rush the quarterback, and all of a sudden, it was wildly
Yeah,
inappropriate for you to remain in the media area.
yeah. They were saying because you usually stand up in the media area, so I had to ask for a chair as fast as possible. um, no, man, it was fun, man. I haven't been to camp in a while, Jake. I haven't been out there in seems like forever, dude.
What stood out? If I
Honestly,
say to you, what's the biggest takeaway from today? What was it?
you know what? I told this to Nick. The tight end room. The tight ends looked freaking awesome today, and Sadiq wasn't out there. I thought Taylor was great. Mason Taylor was awesome today. You know what? What's great about Mason Taylor? He always finds an opening. Always. He reminds me of Jason Witten. That is my Mason Taylor comp. He's Jason Witten. That's what he is. Not going to get you a ton of yak. Not going to be the flashiest guy, but always finds an opening. And Ruckert had one of the nicest catches you'll ever see. I don't know. He probably did it because I was there, but he mossed someone like you would not imagine. And there was a few other guys that were come. Jelani Woods came in and made some nice plays. They were blocking pretty well up front, I would say. The tight end room looked really good. And then the thing is, if you add Kenyon Sadiq to that room, that's as good of a room as a young room as you can get. So I love what I saw out of the tight ends. I thought out of all the groups today, they were the most impressive. If you take linebackers, defensive linemen, corners, safeties, offensive line, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, the tight ends were the best out there today. So absolutely, they were impressive.
That's good to hear. Now let's talk
Yeah,
about the quarterback position. What did you think
yeah.
watching Geno Smith for the first time in person this summer?
Listen, man, I'll be completely honest. I didn't come out of practice today thinking one way or the other. If I went in with some negative thoughts about Gino, I left with sort of those same kind of thoughts. It's not that he can't throw the ball. It's I don't know if this offense is going to do him enough favors. You find that when they uh, when they call a play or when the ball's snapped, it's like things just take too long. It's not nothing is like bam, bam, bam. Like doesn't really seem like Gino has a full grasp of the offense. And how can he? He just teamed up with Frank Reich a few months ago. So I understand that it's a little bit concerning because it just seems like he does hold on to the ball a little too long. And then when he's trying to get the ball down the field, you're kind of gasping like, oh boy. Or you're gasping before he throws it, thinking he's going to get sacked. Just doesn't seem like things are easy, but that'll take time, obviously. But Gino himself, I think he looks good. He's in great shape. When we were up there with and the players were talking, he was one of the players that spoke today. So he was front and center. I mean, he was literally 5 feet from me, and he looks good. He's in great shape, thin, he's got some build to him. They had asked him a question about how Frank Reich had commented about him being in his prime still physically speaking, and he said absolutely, I think I'm in the best shape of my life easily. So he looks it too. I don't think he's just saying it, but I am worried that he's not going to be able to offset a conservative play sheet. I just that's not going to happen if the play calling is conservative and it's not being creative enough to get guys the ball in space. I just don't think Gino's going to overcome that to have this offense score enough points to to win enough games. So that's my biggest concern, I think, with Gino. But he in a vacuum looks good. He looks good.
Geno today, according to reporters, finished practice 10 of 17 with a touchdown in the red zone. There was the moment at the end of practice I saw where they did a a drive the field scenario under 2 minutes, go out and score. And, Rucker made one of those incredible catches you were referencing. And
Yeah.
that was it, though. The offense, they stalled out. Meanwhile, the Jet defense, which needed to get a big stop, they couldn't. Baker shredded them, went right down the field for a touchdown in the same scenario. So talk to me about the Glenn defense that you saw in person there. Did you see any superpowers? What did you think watching Aaron Glenn coach the defense today?
The funny thing with Aaron Glenn as a defensive coach, I feel like the stuff that he does with the front seven is clearly head and shoulders better than the stuff he does with the secondary. And he was a former corner. It doesn't seem like Aaron Glenn, and I don't know if it could be a talent thing, but it doesn't seem like there's much going on with that secondary that's confusing quarterbacks. Baker was just going out there like teams were last year. They were getting rid of the ball in 2 seconds if Bailey wasn't in his face. And that's it, letting it rip, and guys were open all over the field. It's this secondary. I don't know if it's a talent thing. I don't know if it's his play calling. I don't know if they're disguising things well enough. The front seven, I like the stuff they're doing with those guys. The secondary is a problem. Jake, they could just throw the ball up there and it's going to be a completion. I didn't even see any, possibilities of any, interceptions today. So, on the other, on the other end of that, I like what that front seven looked like, though. Tampa had busted out a few runs, but mostly on cutbacks. But the Jets were pretty stern against the run today. They looked good. Those defensive linemen looked really good. They're all swarming to the football. McDonald had some plays. Bailey had a bunch of plays. DeMario was in there all day. I mean, those guys in the defensive, front, the defensive tackles were getting involved. The front seven's good. It's actually really good.
Well, we know why the front seven is so good. David Bailey out there dominating another practice. At least that's what some tweets were. I don't know if everyone agrees, Robbie Sabo, but I did see David Bailey doing his thing again. You watched your boy in person for the first time. I mean, did he look like a number 2 pick to you, Frankie?
Oh, yeah, man. Listen, man, Bailey today, and people have to realize, too, because we were saying this, when you talk about pressures, you're not going to sack a quarterback. So you can't sack a quarterback. Baker couldn't have gotten sacked today. You just got to, touch the quarterback. And at one point, Bailey went for a strip sack, went to like hit the quarterback, went to strip it out of Baker's hand. And it was just sort of a instinctive thing. And Baker didn't like that. First play of the 2-minute drill. So before that 2-minute drill even started, Bailey, first play of 2-minute drill, comes off the edge clean. Gadecki tries to get his hands on him. That kid was getting beat like a drum today again, like he was yesterday. And he just bitches and complains all the time on social media and to reporters. He got bitched around by a rookie. So you need to get your game, better, man. He's trying to say like Reuben Bain's like so much better than Bailey when he's clearly lying to himself. But whatever, he's just embarrassing himself out there when a rookie's beating you like a drum. But Bailey beats him, tries to get his hand out, instinctive, and Baker throws a wobbler, incompletion. That's the first play of the 2-minute drill. Baker gets pissed at Bailey, kind of looks at Bailey, and then Bailey's like, "What do you want me to do? I can't hit you. I got off the edge, whatever." And then Gadecki shoves Bailey. That's the first play. Bailey's just pissing people off. I mean, that's been a constant theme. First play of one-on-ones, Jake. Bailey does a spin move on Gadecki as clean as Dwight Freeney would. Yep. That was right. That was
Connor
it.
Hughes, he tweeted it. David Bailey's first one-on-one rep cruises past Gadecki with a spin move. That looked EASY. Bailey having a superb summer. And then he tweets again, Bailey, another sack in team drills, came flying around the edge to bring down Mayfield. Well, tap him to stop the play.
He had a coverage sack, Bailey, too.
Bailey, this is what you want to see. Again, like, obviously,
of course.
No one's putting him in no one's putting him in Canton, but I mean, again, David Bailey has looked the part like a guy who's going to be a tremendous NFL player. We can all acknowledge that and be excited. We've had nothing as Jet fans. I'm going to be excited about David Bailey.
I mean, you have to be, man. And you know what? Bailey, something happened today in one-on-ones that I liked. Braden McGregor goes out there. I think it was also, actually wasn't against Gadecki, but Braden McGregor goes out there and does does a speed rush, fakes a speed rush, and just takes the clean inside rip and wins that rep in one-on-ones. And Bailey's pumped. Bailey's like, let's fucking go. Like, let's go, man. Like, it's cool. No one else was doing that. And you could tell that McGregor and Bailey, they work on this stuff. Like, that was Braden McGregor working on a move in one-on-ones, trying it, making it happen. And like, you could see that those two kind of do that. They try different things. That's what you got to do.
The Jake Asman Show is brought to you by PrizePicks. Check out PrizePicks right now. If you're a sports fan, they have something for everyone, especially if you're one of my listeners and you're gearing up for the upcoming Jets season. For player picks on PrizePicks, you just pick a player you like and you go more or less on a few of their stats. Check out some of the numbers they have for some of your favorite Jet players: Geno Smith, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Omar Cooper Jr., Kenyon Sadiq, and many more. PrizePicks should be your go-to. And check out their new offer right now. Play your first $5 and get $150 in lineups if you win. All you need to do is sign up and use that code HMA. That's PrizePicks code HMA. Download the app now or click the link in the description to download the PrizePicks app today.
You know, you see some of these other defensive linemen on both sides that just kind of do the same thing or trying to feel out their rush moves. Those guys have plans, and you could tell McGregor and that room, they're starting to, guys like McGregor, young guys are starting to kind of feel that sort of influence, I think, from Bailey and some of these guys to say, hey, like we need a plan out there to get to the quarterback. So kind of makes everybody better, I think.
I like it. Again, I'm expecting him to play a lot on Friday. Let him get his feet wet, let him get the reps, but it might get to a point where if he looks the part early, he might be good enough where he kind of is sitting with the rest of the starters, because I feel like he's almost become so important for their defense. Like, he's wildly exceeded the expectations. So maybe I take back what I just said. Maybe he's just going to be playing the same amount as like Demario Davis and Minka, because he's already that important for the Jets defense.
Yeah, man. I mean, you got to have him out there as much as possible, dude, because his tenacity to the football is something that you're gonna miss if he's not in there. I mean, yeah, for all the people that say he's gonna get washed out or he's gonna be a liability in the run, okay, but he's gonna pick up tackles as a weak side edge, trailing and trying to just consistently run to the football. And you need guys like that. So I just think he's super important for that defense, just to, you know, have their head on fire and just keep it moving. He's constantly going to the football, man. He loves football. You know, it's like the one thing I noticed today, because I was looking at the right side of the field. I think field 1, then there's field 2 and 3. I was looking at the offense for most of the beginning of practice, except when the one-on-one started. And you see that Garrett Wilson's out there early, Jake. Garrett Wilson is all giddy, bouncing around, you know, throwing the football around.
You think he loves the team?
You could tell he loves football. Like, you see that. And then you see Bailey when the one-on-ones are starting, like he's all getting pumped up, like he's ready to go, like he wants to go first. Like, I don't know. You could just see it with some guys, that some guys just want it. And today, you know, being up close and personal with some of these guys, you kind of get a sense of who those guys are. And Garrett Wilson, to kind of go on to that point, Garrett Wilson impressed me at personality wise more than, you know, any player I can, you know, remember in recent memory. That guy has a freaking mind on him and has the heart of a lion. When he came up and spoke to the media today, you just felt him. It was like, you ever watch like Ray Lewis videos where you just feel him and you're like, damn, man, like I want to go out there and give me a damn helmet. That's Garrett Wilson. That's a lead by example guy. And now he's starting to even lead with his voice a bit more. So Garrett Wilson's somebody that he's as important as any player on this team. Now, with that said, can we get a damn real, we'll see with Frank Reich, whether it's him or not, but I'm saying, can they get him a damn real offensive coordinator and quarterback for once? Can you get him above average quarterback play and above average play calling? Please. Can somebody do that for the love of God for Garrett Wilson? Because that kid is as good of a player as you're going to get in on offense in today's NFL. I don't care if you want to rank him 12th or you want to rank him 8th, you want to rank him 15th. I don't give a shit. That kid's right up there, upper echelon receiver in every, way possible. They can't find a way to get him open, Jake.
The deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.